Okay, Mystic Moms, I want to talk about something that is so important to discuss and to know about, and yet it's just not talked about enough. And especially if your kids are between the ages of 0 to about 2, I'd say it's extremely important that you listen to this. So, I want to talk about night terrors and what they actually mean. And it goes so much deeper than what Google will say, that it could be part of their genetics. It could just be part of, like, most of the time it's unknown. I searched it and most of the time it's unknown of why night terrors happen for kids. But we know better than that. We know as Mystic Moms that there's so much more out there that we don't talk about, that is unseen, the invisible world. And the more and more I talk to the moms in my community, the more I am realizing this is such an important conversation that isn't had. You won't find this anywhere on Google. This is why I am doing what I'm doing. This is why I am focusing on empowering moms just like you to be educated on this, to know there's more out there. There's more you can do to help your kids. Because, oh my God, when your kids have night terrors, it is the scariest freaking shit ever. My daughter had a night terror about a couple of months ago, and I actually received a telepathic message, and it came to me in my dreams before she actually had the night terror. So I had my own, I guess, night terror where I felt like I heard her screaming, and I ran to her room because we co-sleep with her, but we put her down to bed before we do. And then whenever she wakes up, I go in there, feed her to sleep, and sleep with her. So I was sleeping in my own room, and I had the dream that she was screaming in my dream. And when I went down there was a figure of someone, and they were under the covers with her. And I never got to the point, I'm already getting goosebumps. I never got to the point where I peeled back the covers, but I remember yelling to my husband who was sleeping beside me, you have to get up, you have to get up. Like, this is all my dream. You have to get up. And everything was moving in slow motion. I couldn't get my feet going fast enough. He was taking too long. I knew she needed me and something was going on. And so I woke up and I was sweating and I was like, there's something not right. Not 10 minutes later did it all happen. She was screaming in a way that I've never heard her scream before. And my husband and I bolted to her room, and she was still crying. And I was holding her and I couldn't figure out what was going on. And so I had him beside me, and I've trained him in Theta healing as well, thank goodness, because I was nowhere near the state where I was going to be able to actually do this channeling work without freaking out. So he was doing the channeling beside me while I was trying to comfort her, and she was full on asleep, but crying, like screaming bloody murder. And what we found out was that she was being psychically attacked. And we did so much clearing on her in her room. We worked with her energy and we released it. We released that spirit that was psychically attacking her. And she's never been psychically attacked since. She's never had a night terror since. However, the moms in both the Mystic and the moms who have just taken the basic Theta healing seminar, we were having a discussion today about one of the mom's daughters starting to see spirits. And then someone else chimed in of their kid experiencing night terrors and if that was connected. And it is. That's what I want to talk about. It's connected. So you have to think about it. These little kids are coming into the world, and hopefully, for the most part, your child's going to have a very nourishing and loving experience. If they're only 1 or 2 years old, unless something super traumatic has happened, they should feel safe and supported. And you have to question then, well, why are they having night terrors? What could they possibly be thinking about that they could be in that much of a fearful place? And again, Google will say that it's part of genetics. Google will say that it's just unknown reasons and maybe they're overtired or sleep deprivation. No. We know that spirits, and if you maybe don't know, I know, so I'm going to tell you now, spirits, especially spirits who are not meant to be here on earth. So these are more of like the darker spirits. They are drawn to the light of your kids. And the reason why they're drawn to the light of your kids is because what is the purest thing on earth? Kids. What is going to impact the direction of which the conscious collective energy is going to go? Kids. It is because of these new earth kids that are coming in that the global collective shift is happening more towards love, more towards freedom, more towards expansion. More and more moms are coming into my world realizing that there's so much more out there. This is why I'm doing this. This is why this is so important, the work that I'm doing, that I was channeled to do. And if more and more of these new earth, super intuitive, light beings can be afraid of their power, can be holding on to trauma in their root chakra, well, then the darkness will have the upper hand. The darkness will have a greater chance of winning this spiritual warfare that's going on. And so kids are being psychically attacked by these spirits that have ill intent because it's a way to keep their intuitive abilities dulled. The moms who have gone through the Theta Healing Seminar, we were talking about our own experiences as kids and the night terrors that we experienced. And one of the moms was sharing that she remembers vividly moments of her childhood where something grabbed her leg and tried to pull her, or she felt like she was suffocated and couldn't breathe, or she woke up hysterically crying and she had no idea why. My husband experienced the same thing. So many moms have told me about their childhood when they experienced psychic attacks, and it came out as these night terrors. So we really have to start asking ourselves, what are we doing to protect our kids from these psychic attacks? What are we doing to support our kids' root chakra if they have already experienced a psychic attack? If you have not gone into balancing baby chakras yet, I highly suggest you do so, especially if you have a kid under the age of 7, because this very fragile period for their chakra development is so important to dictating how they honor their intuitive gifts when they're adults. Because I've seen many, many people in one-on-one sessions, in the Theta Healing seminars, who they'll go through it and realize that they have a fear of going into the darkness. They have a fear of seeing spirits because of these childhood experiences and these night terrors when they were psychically attacked. And again, that is the easiest way to keep these light workers dimming their light, choosing the path of fear, staying in that place of doubting themselves, or not even wanting to dive deeper into doing this work because of the overwhelming fear of being pulled out of your bed at night, or suffocated, or seeing things, or the stories that I've heard. It's scary. They're really scary experiences. And imagine being a little 1-year-old experiencing this. You're just coming into the world and you're like, oh, everything is lovely. I'm playing with toys. I get to suck on my mom's boob. And then bam, a spirit tries to attack you. I would wake up crying, and I'm 31 years old. So I know that it's my job, knowing all this, to do what needs to be done to protect her. And this is why I created programs like Balance and Baby Chakras. So you can ensure that you are protecting your child's energy and their chakra development, because that first 7 years is when their root chakra is being developed. That is the most important chakra to allow you to stay grounded in this third plane, to allow you to feel safe, to allow you to bring in abundance into your life, to allow you to feel safe in your body, in your home, in your relationships, in doing this work. And so I highly suggest you check that out if you have not yet, if you have not gotten in on that program. And I say it with such passion because it is your job. It is your role as a mystic mom to be able to support your kids, because these night terrors, as much as they are normal, quote unquote, they are not normal. They are not normal, but the reasoning behind it is, one, just dismissed, or it is, how do you say it? It is, the only thing that comes forward is it's dulled down. So it's not as There's no reason behind it. There's no like big impact of it. It's just like, oh, I have night terrors. Moving on. But when you realize what's actually happening, not only is it so important for you to do this work for your kid because you want them to sleep. One, we want them to sleep. That is like the goal of every mom. I just want my kid to sleep through the night. But two, realizing that this is going to impact their root chakra for the rest of their life, their ability to open up their intuitive abilities, their ability to feel safe. Like this is such deep work that is going to instill into their beliefs that is so important for you to be able to clear that. And this is why I created Balance Baby Chakras. This is why I am teaching so many moms theta healing, because being able to release that trauma is priceless. Because maybe you're watching this video and you realize that your kid has already been having night terrors and sleep terrors, night terrors. Maybe your kid has already been having all this, in which case you're like, well, what do I do now? This is where doing this energy work is so powerful. You have the ability to release that trauma. You just have to learn how to do it, which is why I'm here. I'm here to help you. I'm here to help you in all this. Because again, there's no book on this until mine comes out, hopefully this year. There's no book on how to do this. There is nothing on Google that you'll find, except for probably my stuff, that's going to tell you how to do this. It's not talked about, but it is needing to be talked about because your kids deserve better. Your kids deserve to feel safe and supported as they sleep. Your kids deserve to know that they can see spirits and it is okay. Because when they start to get a little bit older, they're going to start noticing that spirits are around them. My daughter is 20 months old and she's already pointed out so many spirits that are around her. She's not scared though. And if she is, if it's a spirit that's just like not the greatest, I also know how to send it to the light. So it's gone for her. I'm encouraging her to strengthen this ability because it is so powerful. People are paying as adults to learn how to see spirits, and these kids can do it effortlessly. But if they've been experiencing night terrors and psychic attacks, they'll be less likely to engage with the spirits that are of the highest and greatest good that just need their help. They just want to give them messages because of this trauma. So if you have any questions on all this, let me know in the comments. I would love to dive deeper into this. The discussion of spirits and children is just so interesting to me, and I have so much that has been channeled to me about this. So let me know in the comments how this resonates. If your kid has been having night terrors, if your kid has had any psychic attacks, like let me know. I'm so curious to know. I want to start an open discussion about this, and I'll answer as many questions as I can. So I love you. I see you. I honor you. I hope to see you in Balancing Baby Chakras, and we will talk soon.